Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily, and my name is Chris Carter.
My name is Philip Ni Latte.
All right, we're going to go straight into our community right now with some community development stories, focusing on some critical road infrastructures that are affecting daily lives. And actually, this is something that has been going on for a while, so we're going to go into our communities and check them out. But after that, we will also be looking at the warning that EPA has given out when it comes to the rain. Are you ready for the rains that are going to be coming? We'll be looking at all these stories, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, Philip, what are we looking at first when it comes to roads?
Today, with the community-focused stories, we are looking at the Ashaman Akosombo Road, which is a very important road. A number of people have complained about the gridlock on that stretch, especially with the Ashaman Afienya side of the road. And then we veered off to the Afienya to Dowenya Road as well, where it serves as an alternative stretch for people who are using the Ashaman Afienya stretch or moving from Ashaman to Aflao. Yeah, there is an Aflao road that is Tema-Aflao road, and as well, individuals have been complaining about the Tema-Aflao road. In recent times, we've heard or we've seen videos going viral where people are complaining that during working hours, or they are supposed to get to work very early, say by 7 or 8, they are stuck in traffic, which is a very important issue that must be addressed by the government. Well, the roads minister, that is Governor Kwame Agbodza, went there yesterday. He inspected a road after a previous visit to the place in March 5, 2025, the last month, to check the Aflao or the Afienya Ashaman road, and he gave some issues that must be addressed. But yesterday he went there. He's trying to put on some new contractors on it and other roads as well. But we will bring you an extensive sort of coverage of what the roads minister and other residents are saying about the Dowenya side of the road as well. So we will take that particular feed or that particular package of what we put together after the roads minister visited these places and also engaged the residents in some of the areas. Action on the 64-kilometer Ashaman to Akosombo Junction Road resumed in 2024 after being suspended for nearly a year. The project, which is part of the Eastern Corridor Road upgrade in Lot 1, involves designing and constructing a dual carriageway from Ashaman Runabout to Akosombo Junction, building a flyover at Ashaman Runabout, an interchange at Asuchari Junction, 11 pedestrian footbridges, 3 river bridges, and other ancillary works such as drainage structures and walkways. The project began in May 2022 with a 30-month duration expected to be completed by November 2024. However, it stalled in July 2023 due to the government's debt exchange program. While ongoing earthworks between the Aswochari Junction and Akuse Junction are underway to widen the road into a dual carriageway, the Minister of Roads and Highways, Governor Kwame Agbodza, who inspected the project, expressed dissatisfaction with the progress. He pointed out that the Ashaman section of the road, which is heavily trafficked, has not received any attention from the contractors.
The most difficult, actually, is from here. And this is when nothing is happening. So people are frustrated about the project. So when they get to Shy Hills and they see you working nicely there, it's like, you should have been here. If I had my way, and that is why I always ask, what is the method statement? Every project should have a method statement. How are you going to approach it? So I wouldn't have approved a method statement that doesn't ask the work to start from here. I'm being honest with you.
The contractors, on the other hand, explained that they have not had access to the right-of-way, which has caused the delays in starting works at the Ashaman section. A valuer from the Ghana Highways Authority, Esnam Abajifo, also revealed that the assessment of properties affected by the project is still ongoing, meaning compensation for those affected has not yet been finalized for relocation.
It was divided into 3 sections. So the section 1 is from here to Doyimu Junction. Then from Doyimu Junction to Asuchari Junction is section 2. Then section 3 is from Asuchari Junction to Akosombo Junction. So we're dealing with it, looking at the level of impact of the properties. So yes, where they are working now is the first place we did the expropriation. And we've paid about 80% of people, and we've issued letters of notice for the people to vacate their places for them to start the construction. Now for section 1, which is from here to Doyimu Junction, officers are on field now. We started data collection, I think 3 weeks ago.
What was the reason for going to go and start from the easiest place instead of here? What was the reason behind that?
Mainly it's because of the challenge of having to relocate the people.
The Roads Minister Kwame Agboja, who acknowledged that the project is delayed due to difficulties in obtaining access to the right-of-way, noted that an exercise would soon be conducted to clear structures that have encroached on the road.
We are told they have a little problem with removing some people in the right-of-way. We will intend to work with the regional minister and the relevant assemblies to see how we can facilitate the removal, or working together with our countrymen and women who are temporarily occupying structures along this, so that we can clear and give them the right of way to work.
Reporting for Channel One News, I am Philip Ni Latte. The 64-kilometer Ashaman Runabout to Akosombo Junction project, which began in May 2022, aims to alleviate gridlock along this stretch. Initially set to be completed within 30 months, with a target completion date in November 2024, the project stalled in July 2023 due to the government's debt exchange program. The project is a key component of the Eastern Corridor Road upgrade in Lot 1, which is crucial for enhancing transportation infrastructure in the region. The project involves the construction of a dual carriageway from Ashaman Runabout to Akosombo Junction, a flyover at the Ashaman Runabout, an interchange at the Asuchari Junction, and 11 pedestrian footbridges. Additionally, the project includes the construction of 3 river bridges and various ancillary works, such as drainage structures and walkways. On March 5, 2025, the Roads and Highways Minister, Govins Kwame Agboja, inspected the progress of work and expressed his displeasure with the slow pace, especially on the Ashaman to Afienya section of the road. He emphasized that the contractor, which is Inzac Germany, should have ensured work was progressing to ease traffic congestion along the stretch. On April 1, 2025, Govins Kwame Agboja directed Oxwell Investment Limited to expedite the project and ensure traffic congestion is eased between Ashaman Runabout and Afienya section of the Eastern Corridor Road upgrading Lot 1.
And immediately I'm asking Oswald to also work on the Ashaman Runabout to beyond Michelle Camp, and everything we can do as a remedial activity to improve the surface of the road whilst we do the road, main construction. I ask them to do that immediately. It's an emergency work, so we are not going to wait for anything. They should move in as quickly as possible. As early as this evening or tomorrow, they can mobilize under the guidance of the Chief Executive of Highways, and let's see what we can do to limit the suffering of our people immediately. And then we will discuss further how we handle the 2 contracts. But I can guarantee you, government is committed to completing this project because we know it's key for entry and exit of Accra. And the damage it's doing to our economy, the frustration, the pain it's causing is not acceptable, and we will deal with this. We shall fix this one also. No, Inzac is working on part of the road, and as I said the other time, they are working at the easiest portion. When this road was conceived, the reality is that it is the congestion from the Ashaman Runabout beyond Michelle Camp that was the main concern. There's no congestion at the Shire Hills, but that is where they are. And whatever we said did not. We were expecting that some level of demolition or clearing would have come closer to Ashaman Runabout. But as we speak, nothing has happened. That is what my disappointment is. We are not changing the contractor. I'm saying that at the pace at which they are working and the economic situation we have, an option will be to descope, to limit them to a certain section, and we see whether we can find other people who may be more responsive to our needs urgently. Well, some of them said that because of the debt restructuring, but when we met them, it turns out that INZAC was holding more money of ours than work that was done, i.e. the physical performance was less than the financial performance. Based on that, they have gone back to site working. I know eventually we may have to find ways of paying them. The same applies to BHM. It is about the debt restructuring. That infamous letter by Ken Oforiatta that we are not going to pay our debt, contractors should stop work, is actually the genesis of some of them. And that is a lesson to all, how do you call it, politicians. You don't just take a paper and write any letter when people are risking their money on things like this. But despite that, we are going to complete this project. And I'm once again appealing to these contractors, show commitment, because this is not the last work you want to do with government. You want a lasting relationship. Show commitment. And I want to once again thank those Ghanaian contractors who says we don't owe First Sky? Who says we don't owe Oswald? But look at when Sino Hydro decided not to continue Adenta to Dodowa. Look at the speed at which Oswald had done. I mean, the whole alignment is done. They've done almost concrete works and other things. The reality is that the works that were done on this, the culverts and everything on this stretch, everybody knew it was First Sky and others who were doing it. So I just feel that we can do better than we have done now, and I'm not happy coming here again to talk about the same thing. But I'm happy that at least there are some people who are supportive of the system, despite the fact that we know we have hard times as a government. Our finances are not in good shape, but we are not going to remain here forever. We shall bounce back. This economy would rise again. So whilst we are down here, we want to see you down here so we can rise together. So I want to thank these contractors who continue to work despite the fact that we owe them so much money. More than 20 billion we owe Ghanaian contractors today. That is certificate and paid. But guess what? Some of them are still on site. Not many of them, but some of them are still on site. And guess what? We have eyes to see those who are still on site despite the fact that we still owe them money. On a rainy day, and when the sun comes out, we shall look favorable at them also, because they have been with us when things were tough.
Humphrey Awilete Williams, Group Chairman of Oxwell Investment Limited, strongly assured that the company would complete the work on the road in the coming months.
My commitment is without question. You know, we've done a lot of work in this country. Even when we don't get payment, we still continue working. So the commitment is there, and we'll ensure that within a couple of months, they will see a difference on that stretch of the road. People are really suffering. It was obvious during our journey, and I want to assure them that help is coming.
Another road that connects Afienya to Dawenya, which serves as an alternative route for motorists traveling from Ashaman to Aflao, has deteriorated significantly. Both motorists and residents have expressed concern, stating that the road has been in poor condition for an extended period.
Any Aflao, Jaquese road important Emma, Dowinya man. But Aquese, and yet Ukwa, Yusutuana Quese, or Bremquia. Tienya woman, what you suka crampo maya, Ebeye, Advia, Yebefanisa. Archer sings NDC. Young fellas say you means a type. Now what shall say will be Rudy or be trim quick for by. I feel and so up to now, send your tianet. What warrior a year time now one warrior. I will be a credu baby no will be two abang. No would out to Siciano abang for now abang. Yes, rese on Beshe. Na on your mind. na yenya yenso yenya nia ye be den ye bedi say cars udika ukoto spare parts wo kai ho na de yedwuma ukọ na wo hwepe na san ase bio because bonka na ye hu no enye bonka ye ho nti utomu a na say
bad, very very bad, especially during race season. We find it difficult to pass on the road. That make our work difficult. Mostly if you we work, we cannot save because of the nature of the road. We need to use the money for spare parts. So we are willing, if the government can do something about it, it will be like 12 years, 16 years. Yeah, 16 years. It makes it difficult for us to work during race seasons and during the night. And it causes damage to our vehicles.
Sometimes when the rain falls, we really suffered to drive, and then sometimes when we work, we get money, we use it to go to Abusoka and to buy many things for our cars. And sometimes to, I don't know, you let the government do it for us. That's what I think.
It's yami tonke ke wahaya pa ye brand road no enu ti ento ade udi keke besi ho obetra ho sa kopi anwumre yento hwi kwanu haye nti yesre government no this time ni de on feli ye wa ha on feli ye wonu ko do wonya ha on bra no be ye kwanu ma ye yesre no pa ye bre wa fenya kwanu so wa nti ye panu chew on bra no be boa ye acha sata me na me ko school kra acha yitimi san blesu ache pa nti yesre no on bomade this time de on boa ye no be kwanu ma ye.
It's not good at all. So we want they should construct the road for us. That will make the road will come so busy. People from Tema going to Ashama will reduce traffic on the road, because on the road, on high road, there's more traffic on the road. So this road, we want the government to construct the road for us so that they can be able to make business growth on the way. So we are appealing the government that they should speed up their work that they will do for us on the way. Yeah, it's happening so many effects on the motorbike. We lack of shocks, our spare parts, and our whole bodies. We are feeling pain on this road when we are riding on this road. So when sometimes you go to a shop, within 1 week you need to go back again. And sometimes before you work the whole day, you feel pains in your body that your whole body is so painful. So we are also appealing the government that should work on the road for us. That will make the work so good for us, all of us.
This Afenya road is really bad. We've been suffering on this road for several years now. Promises, at times you see them bringing machines that they started a week, they will work, maybe if it tells or gata, they will do something small. 2 weeks, 1 month off. We don't really know what is really happening. Promise and fail every day, day in, day out. We are really suffering. We are really suffering. This road is a very good road. From here to Afenya, a very short road. It's not even any distance. But because of the bad nature of the road, you see a lot of cars passing, dodging because of the bad nature. They are dodging and stuff. So I think it's really bad. So they need to work on it for us. I would say a lot of people have plots and several distance over here. But because of the bad nature of the distance, they are not coming. And they are not coming. Business have to flow, but business are not flowing because of the bad nature. Look at this, the nature of the road, the dust every day. If they cook, maybe let's say this sellers food and this and stuff, because of the bad nature of the road, nothing is going on like that.
We also use this road from Afenya to where we are Dowenya. This is also just less than 20 kilometers from Dowenya here, Afenya and Dodowa, a very important road. And we are working on the bills and the necessary contract document. Within 2 months, we want this project to be started. And so all those suffering on this corridor, help is coming within 2 months, hopefully. I hope I don't eat my words. In 2 months, the contractor will be on the site working. And I'm confident that we can get this done so that this very terrible road will also be done.
Construction on the road from the Tema runabout to Aflao has also stalled due to measures taken under the government's debt exchange program. Motorists have lamented the negative impact this is having on their daily commutes, particularly during peak hours on weekdays and Saturdays. In an effort to address the worsening traffic situation, the Roads and Highways Minister has instructed First Sky Construction to resume work on the project. The goal is to clear the gridlock between Tema and the Central University section of the road at Mutual.
BHM, they are not even available. That is a fact. They came to remedy a section, that is TT Junction, TT Brothers traffic light and others. But all these sections which are still part of their contract, they didn't do much. That is why MMU came in. I think their concern is that they want to know whether government is committed to this. The president said it in his State of the Nation address that we are committed to complete this project. The finance minister said it in his budget statement that we are committed to do this way. I said it in parliament. So I don't know what assurance they still need. They know the process as enshrined in the debt restructuring requires certain steps to be taken at certain times. So I feel disappointed that they have not delivered as required. But let them also be aware that the maintenance of the work the site as they are is a breach. If they fail, it's a breach, and I could cite them for a breach of the contract as well. And immediately, I'm asking First Sky Group to help MMU to remedy all that we can do to ease the problem on the how do you call it, the motorway runabout towards Central University. This pain, we shall fix this one also. So within 2 months, Dowenya, Afienya, Dodowa, we are going to work on it as quickly as possible. Within 2 months, you will see a contractor back on the road. But from today and tomorrow, you will see a bit more maintenance work by other people. Ashama to Afienya by Oswald, and then the motorway runabout to Central University by First Sky. It's an emergency work we are asking them to do. That is why we ask them to move in.
So you heard and saw the complaints and assurances from first the motorists and residents of these roads, and also assurance coming from the government, from the roads minister.